guys, M.V.K here, back again. How's everybody doing? Back again. We are down to the wire, guys. Down to the wire. Episode 8 of X-Men 97 kicked off big time. Bastion's ultimate plan is in full effect. Did the character play the X-Men from day one? Probably did. We got cameos. We got some big Marvel cameos in this episode, and I'm gonna get through all of that in the meantime. But in the meantime, guys, I hope you guys have been enjoying my weekly X-Men 97 overviews. Don't forget to drop a like for me, please, and also leave your comments in the comment section down below. Shouts out to everybody who comes through and loves that I know my X-Men knowledge. This is 30 plus years of X-Men reading that is in full effect, people. So I appreciate that as always. This is part one before, in terms of the finale. This is a three-parter. This is X's Extinction, part one, and Bastion's plan is in full effect. We get a real interesting backstory to this version of Bastion. Now, once again, Bastion is from the comics. He's not fake. He is very real. He is a human Sentinel hybrid, and we get to see their key moments, including his parents, that we can actually pinpoint to the original series during the episodes of One Man's Worth. We see Bastion's mother in that episode. You go back and watch it. She's the blonde with the glasses that tells the bartender at the club or the juke joint that Storm and Wolverine are holding hands. So yeah, we get to see that. I love that the showrunners brought that up. Coincidence? I don't know. But it was funny because me and a buddy were talking about it too. So we do get to see his plan in motion, and he fires back hard, quick, and fast. And more importantly, what I hate about this is also that Valerie Cooper was on his side, because that's not what she should be. In the comics, she was always a liaison from the government and mutants, especially X Factor, where she was on his side. We finally get to see her. People was asking, was she alive? Yes, she was alive. And Bastion has Magneto, as we saw. And we also get to see clearly on Magneto's arm the tattoo, the numbers that all Holocaust survivors and prisoners in those detainment camps and prisons had. So clear sand right there. So anybody out there that was wondering if they were going to pull that off, well, that's more hints that yes, we all know Magneto, what his religion is. So I appreciate that. But the X-Men are down. Rogue is down. Beast is trying to assemble, trying to figure out where Bastion is hiding. We got Roberto, Sunspot's mom, still more about being financially sound instead of being fully with her son, and Jubilee ain't having that. We have Cable finally telling what Bastion did in the future, and basically what he was saying is that Xavier's dream came true. He basically said Xavier's dream came true, but it was not in the seldom way that Professor Xavier wanted, because the utopia came on the backs of mutants who are now just slaves, work as labor, while Bastion's hybrid ultimate creations, these hybrid robot, are kind of, humanity is back where he said he feels it needs to be. And not only is Bastion a piece of shit and a monster in this, because he's literally used his abilities. He used the techno-organic virus, the same virus that was in Cable, and he substantially injected that into citizens without them knowing about it. Maybe a little, some of them, but not telling them fully what's going to happen. And that's the messed up part about it. And you know, you got Carly, you got Valerie even saying you're a monster, like, and he doesn't disagree with it, but he just, I was born this way. And how does Bastion have this? Well, when Jean looked into his memories, he has a little bit of Nimrod in him. Nimrod, the sentinel from the future, from Bishop's future. Now, how did that happen? Well, again, remember what happened in the episode One Man's Worth. When they destroyed Nimrod, he was still like scattered everywhere. So that's why I was glad when the showrunner said, y'all need to watch these episodes again because they're going to play dividends in the finales. And he was right. DeMeo was right. He was definitely right. And I saw that. I was like, once I saw Bastion's mom, I'm like, wait a minute. Is she supposed to be? And I paused it and I said, let me go back to that. Let me go back to that. And I'm like, no, that. I'm like, yeah, that is. And he even fucking did that shit to his mother. What a piece of shit. Seeing the X-Men get destroyed, you know, as an X-Men fan, you're not surprised at that stuff. But what is surprising is the third time the black thing has been destroyed was pretty funny. Like, even Jean even brought that up. But I love seeing the Jean, Cyclops, and Cable all together fighting the hybrids. I thought that was great. And, you know, even, you know, Jean playing stepmother. Like, I even love when she said, I told you to put your seatbelt on. Like, I thought that was hilarious. But seeing Wolverine finally cut loose was great. I mean, because what happened was, if the reporter that has been with Hank for some time came into the X-Mansion, and she turned out to be one of the hybrids. She didn't know, but she knocked Beast out, knocked him up through the ceiling, and that's when Wolverine got to gutting, and he got thrown out of the roof, and all you can see is him flying up, and then he comes back down. While he's flying back down, he's just cutting people, cutting, and you know, that was beautiful animation just to see him getting cut, and then one of the hybrids tackled him from behind. They thought they took him out, but they didn't, of course. It's Wolverine. He heals. He's gonna get back up. He's war-torn. He's badass. He's ready to go. And he says, and one of the hybrids even says, you know, you can't stop us. And he says, I got 6 reasons. And he says, and then all of a sudden, my man Nightcrawler comes back. No, Wolverine. 9, and I'm like, oh, he's got the swords, which we know Nightcrawler is great with rapiers. He's great with rapiers, and he had 3 of them. He had one in his hand, he had one in the left, one in the right, and he had his tail, and they were just going to work. Morph got knocked out after he morphed into Juggernaut, and I was a little shocked at that, but yeah. And it is just crazy to see what happens because Bastion set his plan in motion. You gotta give him credit. I hate to say it, but you gotta give Bastion credit. He set that plan in motion, and he played the X-Men. He played them. Not only did he play them, he revealed evidence to the world that Charles Xavier is alive. So, in a sense, the X-Men lied, basically playing that they tried to play to humanity's emotions, and they're the ones responsible for Henry Peter Gyrick's death. And the world doesn't know that Xavier never died. He just had to go away to be healed because human technology couldn't save him. So I was like, damn, he got them good. I was like, yeah, that's gonna come back to bite them. And it did. It kind of did. What was also interesting about this episode, once again, like I said, the cameos. Bastion on one monitor. We talking to my man, Dr. Doom. Victor Von Doom was there, and he even said it. I don't like this. What do you? Almost like, yeah. Another screen, we saw Baron Von Zemo there, and another one we saw a woman. I don't know who she was. I don't know if that was supposed to be Tiger from Madripoor. I don't know who that was supposed to be. I couldn't really tell, but it was still cool to see Dr. Doom, Baron Zemo make these cameos. And then, of course, that's when Sinister tells Bastion that Valerie let Magneto go. And he did. Valerie, even before that, Valerie, she tries to apologize to him, like even says, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I didn't know. And technically, I don't think she did know Bastion was gonna do this kind of crap. That's the one thing. I will give them that. But outside of that, Magneto is free. He goes up to the North Pole, where of course the tectonic magnetic waves are at their strongest. Everybody should know that. And he uses his powers, and he sends out a magnetic electromagnetic pulse, magnetic pulse, and shuts everybody down. And in that, we also get some more cameos. We get Spider-Man making a cameo, which was great. That the Spidey fan in me went, there he is. We saw Silver Samurai looking over and his light score, and then we saw a laboratory, and then we saw somebody in a pod, and I knew who it was because before the tentacles even came out of the side of his wrist, I was like, that's Omega Red. And he woke up, and I'm just like, oh shit, yeah, that's gonna come back to haunt them. I said, that better. And after that, what do we see next? After that, that was where Valerie even said to Bastion, Magneto was right. Playing up the same kind of monarch that was said in New X-Men. And Quentin Quire actually said it. He used to wear a shirt in New X-Men comics where he used to say Magneto was right. But what I love the best, the most about the episode, outside of all those cameos, the great animation, there was a great shot of animation that I really want to point out. The episode where Nightcrawler and Nightcrawler and Wolverine are fighting off the hybrids, and he's telling them, we have to get them away from Rogue, and Nightcrawler just starts teleporting everybody, and there's one scene where he teleports, and you kind of get to a sense of what Wolverine is seeing when he teleports, and I was like, oh, that's beautiful. I was like, oh, that's great. Like, you kind of see it from, it kind of did, I thought it was going to be more like, because you know what they say about Nightcrawler is when he teleports, it's the scent of brimstone when he ports. So I thought we were gonna see a hellish brimstone universe, but we didn't. But it was still nice. It was great to see. So that was really cool. But at the end, we saw, Wolverine even said Magneto was right. Magneto. And then Morph says, what, saving us? And he said, no, because he's declared war. And then what does Wolverine say? Where's the professor when we need him? Cue the X-Men music, because here comes Chuck on a spaceship. Which is really cool is the fact that he's in the same Shi'ar spacesuit that Lilandra was in when she first came to Earth. which is great. And he comes out and he says, I hope I'm not too late. And he sends out the telepathic call, hear me. To me, my X-Men. And you see everybody hearing that voice. And I'm just like, he's back. What I love about that is that Xavier gave up. It just shows what is more important to him. He gave up being the emperor of the Shi'ar. He gave up his love. He gave up his woman to be with his kids. He gave up so much to get back to Earth. And you know what? I applaud him for that. That's Charles. Charles would have done that. In a heartbeat, he would have done that. So I appreciate that they were like, look, his being worth and being a part of his being there to help his kids and sensing what is going on Earth now, that meant the world to him. Once he sensed Gambit's death, I gotta go. I can't stay here. And seeing what the Shi'ar was telling him to do, he has to give up his whole life just to be a part. Nah, I would have said that too. No, I'm sorry, I can't do that. That's who I am. That's who he is. And after what Deathbird said, fuck her. Like, fuck Deathbird. Fuck what she said. Calling, she basically used alien, racist, and prejudiced words like calling Earth a backwater intergalactic ghetto. I'm like, oh, you bitch. Go fuck yourself. That's how I looked at it. I'm like, screw you. So to see Chuck come back and send out that call, I'm looking forward to seeing. And also, we saw, there was also a scene where we saw Jubilee and Sunspot get captured. His mother gave him up. It's so fucked up. I was like that. But we did get to see Sunspot using his powers. He was fully in his solar look, where he looked all black and he was flying. And I love that he said, I've been practicing in the danger room. I'm like, all right, that's good. And what also, and I don't know if people picked up on this, Jubilee looking more like, she looked less teenager-y in her look now, because the look she had when she was fighting, she had her yellow jacket, but underneath it was like a black suit, a black like sports jumpsuit that she had. She wore that. That's how her look is in the comics as of, well it was for a while. So I was like, oh, okay, they pulled that. They kind of tweaked her look a little bit. But yeah, I thought it was great. I thought it was great to see. The X-Men are not going to go down without a fight. We all know that. And will these cameos play a factor in the finale? Because as far as I'm concerned, if I remember correctly, in the original comic, the X-Men did get help. If I remember, I can't remember. I haven't read that what this story is based off or adapted in a long time. But yeah, it was great to see. And what's going to happen next? Will Rogue rejoin the fight, or will she be out for the rest of the episodes? There are 2 more episodes, but I'm looking forward to it. And I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next. And I'm also looking forward to seeing, will they play up like they did in will they play up like they did in the original series, in what this 3-part is adapted from? Because in the series, at the end of that finale in the comics, Jean and Cyclops left the X-Men for some time, and characters like Maggot, characters like Spiral, not Spiral, oh god, what is her name? Damn it, I'm forgetting her name. Marrow, who basically Spike is based off of her. She uses her bones. She's a Morlock. She uses her bones, and a few other mutants join. Or will they switch that and still have Jean and Cyclops leave, but Nightcrawler becomes a full member of the X-Men? I would love that. Colossus joins the team finally, because once again, fun fact, Colossus was supposed to be on the original team when the series first started, but Marvel wanted them to put Rogue and Gambit on the team. I found that out not too long ago, which is cool. Larry Houston brought it up. And maybe Iceman returns. I would love to see Bobby come back and join the team, because he's an original X-Men. I would love to see Bobby come back. And there was more cameos in this. I mean, we saw Polaris in that future. And where are the rest of the X Factor too? I would love to know where they are. You know, what happened, Forge? Like, they're not dead, are they? Because God damn it, I want to see Cyclops and Alex reunite as brothers. I can go on and on, guys. Look, bottom line, this episode was great. And this series just continues to shine. It continues to bring such great writing, great theater. Voice acting is on point. Everything about this series is just great. And I cannot wait to see the finale. And hopefully, this gives Marvel some more incentive to bring back some more of their classic Marvel cartoons that we all loved, especially ones that didn't get a proper ending. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all guys take care. Deuces.